Welcome to the Vector Garden. In this tutorial, we're going to put a background color behind path text. Here we've got the path text and we want to have a background color. It would be easy if you could just move a stroke around. Let's just select that path. And if you apply a stroke to that, just in this orange and make it thicker, and you see that's not quite what we want. It would be nice if it were possible to move that around and shift that. But that doesn't really work. What you can move around is the path text. You can go to type on path, go to the options, and then you can select a different alignment. So you can put this to center, and then you finally might end up with something you like, but maybe you do not want that because you want that text precisely on that path. So let's cancel that. Another solution would be to go to the character panel and use this baseline option and move the text around, but maybe you do not want that either. So let's undo this. Now, how can you move that stroke around? That's possible when you use a brush. Let's start with a black shape, and that one should be in the end that colored line. I'm going to paint it black. And now in order to move this around, we need to use the invisible rectangle. We can draw another rectangle. It needs to fit, of course. So I'm going to turn on the smart guides, and now I get those highlights. And let's just draw that rectangle, and it needs to be invisible, and of course it needs to be in the back. If I design that to be like this, then what will happen is the stroke is running through the center of this rectangle. And so the actual visible line will be slightly lower. So let's try this. I'm going to use that, and let's go to the brushes panel and just drag it in here and make an art brush. And the method should be tints, and then let's again take this and assign that brush. And as we can see, it has been used in the wrong way. It has been cut off like here. What I need to change as well is this here. That's what I didn't do. So let's do it like this, and we get a different alignment. I'm just going to assign that again, and we have it like that. That's obviously wrong. The stroke needs to be moved more to the top. So what we're going to do is take this and move it down. So the invisible rectangle is moved lower, and now I'm going to replace that brush. So let's hold down the Alt key and move that up here, and again we need to change that. And again, we need to apply that again. And you see, we get a better alignment. So I would need to move that again. And let's do that. Move it slightly lower. And again, replace it, change this, and then again, apply the thing. And you see, we get a better alignment of our stroke on that thing. Now, if you also want to shorten it on the left and on the right, then you can do that as well using that rectangle by making it larger. So let's do that as well. I'm going to move that here. So now you see it's correct because the thing is now wider. And when we assign that, then you see it gets shorter in the center. So the invisible rectangle is pretty powerful, even to something that's seemingly unrelated, such as an underline for a path text.